Well, hi. Welcome back. This is maybe one of my favorite builds I've done in a long time, so just be prepared. There's a lot in this. It's it also took me like 8 hours to build, so it's a long one. But I edited it down to like 40 minutes, which is still a long time, but I didn't really want to make the speed build like, so I speed it up by 6. So I don't really want to speed it up by 8 because that just seems a little too fast, but I don't know. But in this first section, you'll see that I pretty much build the shell of the thing, like immediately. But fun thing about this house is, as I was building it, I was kind of like changing it and making parts of the house like older than they probably should have been. If you get what, like, I was like, this looks like I like some like castle-y bits, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I was like, well, what if like this round part? I do flip the entire thing around, so this round section ends up being next to in the backyard near like the garden area, but it turns out it's like all stone, and it is shaped kind of like an old church, like the nave of like an old church, and the kitchen is in there, and the dining room, which are like the oldest rooms, that you would need in a house. Just guessing on like, whatever history, whatever kitchen. So I'm like, interesting. Oh, and the wine cellar is also on this side of the house. So it's kind of like, So I was kind of like, as I was building, I was kind of building like a lore, kind of. And I was like, what if this is like a really old house that's been converted from like an old church or something? And then, like, as different people moved in, they renovated it and they've added things to it. Like, there's a bunch of like really strange eclectic paintings. There's like a bunch of strange wallpaper. So, and I do add this tower here. It doesn't stay. I think it's a bit extra. So I'll try, maybe like another build. I'll try to build like a tower. But I had built this, and then I was like, I saw like a tweet online, and someone was like, "Oh, Mexico City has like a bunch of Art Deco stuff," and I was like, "Wait, it does?" I had no idea. Let me bring up Google Earth again and figure out where. So I dropped myself into like a random like neighborhood, and yeah, no, I'm just like, oh shit, I had no idea. I was looking at like the wrong parts of Mexico City on Google Earth. Like I was looking at like the main section, which just looks like just mid-rise buildings. So I don't know. I was like, yeah, those are nice, but they're not exactly what I was looking for, because like the other section of this place is like very bright and colorful, which isn't Mexico City. I mean, it kind of is. I don't know, but like my last build, the apartments build, I was trying to base it off of the area around it. So it's, yeah, I don't know. And then like the big city area is really, really cool. Like this, like that's like the more modern area, and I was thinking this could be like there's like a huge park, so I was like, it could be like the garden district where like the big mansions are. So I dropped my pin into like what looks like a private neighborhood type thing. There were street views, which was cool, and yeah, there was some Art Deco houses, a lot of like older looking like stucco houses and all. It was really like, it was a pretty neighborhood, but it was like the rich people neighborhood, because everything was gated. I was looking at like this one really cool part that had like a pool and all that, and I was like, wow, that looks sick. And then I look at like the front, and there's like a security guard, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is like that part of town, like the fancy part of town. Okay. Like, we drove through, like, Beverly Hills when I was in high school. We had driven across, and we had gone to, anyway. But we had gone to Beverly Hills, just, like, driving through, and it's crazy how much you don't see. Which, that sounds strange, but like everyone does such a good job of like hiding their houses, which I say good job. I mean, I love looking at houses, so boo. But I'm also like, yeah, for privacy, of course. But it's just crazy to me. Like the roads are they're so thin, they're so small, and there are certain parts that are like that interact with like the freeway, like right on top of it, and like you don't see anything. Same thing in Mexico City. I was like, holy shit, I love this. So yeah, I don't know. I was just like, all right, perfect. I don't know. I think I was expecting Mexico City to be more like Barcelona, where I mean it kind of is. Where there's like a grid system, and like they built the houses like in, or like the buildings like the mid-rise, like in like the city center in the grid, and that was it. Which it kind of is. If you look at like the road layout, it is very kind of like that. But I mean, I think every city has grids at some point, because like how else are you gonna build a city? I mean, city skylines, you know, whatever. But yeah, so I pretty much have the bulk of the building done now. This is it. So this is the shape of it. So that was fast, wasn't it? Yeah. Takes me the rest of the video to furnish it. I think it's 6 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, but like 2 of the bedrooms I'm gonna not count, so it's technically 4 bedrooms, because one of them is like a butler bedroom it's like near like the kitchen, and then I cut a whole bunch. I cut out the entire floor plan because I was like, I was struggling a little bit. But there's like a butler bedroom, which is actually across from this room, and then there is a bed in like a painter's loft, which is in the tower. So I'm not going to count those 2, only because, well, I'll say it's 5 bedroom, because the butler can still, yeah, whatever, but the painting thingy, it was just like a bed that I put up there. So not really a bedroom, but it could technically be a bedroom if you wanted it to be one. I mean, technically any room can be a bedroom if you try hard enough, right? I mean, it's not hard. Just fall asleep. So this is... I was like, okay, how do I make this kind of Art Deco? Because at first I was like, okay, it's like a new build, or like a 20s build, so maybe they would have like a bar or something. And I was like, maybe they're like entertaining because it's, I don't know, the old part of the city. I remember watching a lot of like, what was that show that I used to watch? It was something Charleston. I didn't really like it that much. My mom kept watching it after I stopped. Something about like it was like rich people in Charleston. Southern Charm? That was it. There was this older woman that had this house, and she loved to like entertain, and she just had like bars everywhere or something. I was like, okay. And then I was watching the Trixie Motel season 2 thing, and Trixie has bars everywhere in her house, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess in the 20s we're just going to be adding bars everywhere, so sure. So there's a bar upstairs, this is it, and I don't know, I think it kind of evolved over time, because I was like, well, if the house has changed hands multiple times, then like maybe like different artists have taken it over. So maybe there's like a painter, there's different musicians, maybe there's like a chef, a mixologist, who knows? So yeah, I don't know, just kind of, I make weird choices, but I make choices that kind of make sense in the terms of like, if this house was being renovated like multiple times over like multiple generations type thing, you know, like different owners that have different tastes. So this was like a basic bedroom, like a guest bedroom that I was working on, like one of the first. Kind of the same thing with like the penthouse. I'll try to build like 1 or 2 rooms before I do anything else, to try and get like the vibe of the house and see if I can actually do it. Ah, here's the mariachi song again. Hell yeah. I love this song. It's just so happy. But yeah, I don't know. This room stays the same throughout the entire. I don't change it, but I probably could have, but it's well enough, I think. So you can kind of see like most of the layout and the wallpapering is done. So I think most of the time that I spent on this was just kind of tinkering and fixing it and making it look as well as it could. And also furnishing it, because that took a long time. There's a lot of rooms. I'm not great at building and furnishing massive houses like this. I would say I'm more comfortable doing like starters or like family houses because I don't know, I feel like this takes, especially if it's like a theme, it's not just like a generic, it takes forever, and I'm like, ugh. I build super slowly, and so I don't like to have projects on my computer that like last a long time. That tends to happen a lot, but I was trying to have this one not take forever, and it kind of did. I mean, it was on my computer. Actually, hang on, that's a great question. When did I first take my screenshot of it? Because that'll tell me, because I always like to post things, because I'm like, look, I'm working on a thing. Let me see. Scrolling back in my screenshots. I started building this. That's the other one. 7/29? Okay, it's like a week ago. So yeah. It took me like a week to build. Not straight, obviously, but you know, it's like a week over, or like a couple hours over the course of a week. So not bad, but could have. I build really slowly. I take a long time making choices because I don't know if it's the recording, if it's just me. I don't know, but it takes a while. But I am really happy with how this house turned out. It changes a lot. This dining room, thinking about it now, it probably could have stayed this way, and I probably could have gotten away with what I had done in this little room, which would have made it probably a little better. But I do I make like a castle dining room in a way. So like everything I'm doing right here, just kind of disregard. You'll see it eventually. Oh, I added some ivy. Adding some ivy right now. But no, the dining room has like a suit of armor, has like marble tile floors, it has like wood paneling everywhere. The ceiling is painted to look like stars or something. Like it's like a really pretty room, but it's like the biggest room in the house. But if you like to entertain, I mean, I don't know. Again, I was basing this off of like musicians, off of artists, all that stuff. So I was like, what would they like to do? How would they like to spend their time? If they have friends over, what would they be doing? Type thing, So it's very much just a house for like Sims artists, kind of. There's a lot of painting, a lot of guitars, a lot of pianos. There's a grand piano in the living room, which is cool. I used one of the carpets from, I think it was Vampires, and it's like has like some ugly colors, but I was like, I'm gonna use it anyway. And then I realized that one of the new chairs that came with the new pack has a similar swatch, like a similar color, and I was like, oh, okay, well that can go with that. So that room was that. I like to base the rooms off of carpets, and then I can match it from there, like carpets or paintings, and then I can figure out what colors I can pull from there. Yes, there's the living room. There it is. So, but yeah, the pool is kind of cool because it uses the new like Riviera Rocks. Riviera Rocks. Sounds fun. Like the waterfalls and all that. Oh, this is a fire pit. I thought the way that the patio kind of is with the pool, I think it's really kind of neat. It's kind of Art Deco, with like the circles and the fire pit and then like the shapes of everything. It changes a little bit, but oh, this is off by a square, and I don't realize it until the very end, and I'm very sorry. It stays like that for a while, so oh yeah. Oh, Sorry, yawning. This room got a little bigger. I added like some doors out to the patio from the bar. So yeah, so you'll see that I'm like adding things like, yeah, it's great, and then I realize way later that it's off by a tile, and I'm like, uh-oh. So yeah, oh, is this where I figured it out? Nope, still no. That's funny. Just shows you how like tunnel vision I can get when in a build. So, but yeah, this fire pit, I don't think you need to have chairs around it, but I did add chairs around it. So yeah, I don't know. I like how this build turned out. Oh, this is the castle tunnel down to this area, which is furnished already. Sorry. I furnished it, and then I was like, I'll come back to this later. Maybe we'll have some better ideas later. And then I did. I like, but sometimes I like to just put furniture in the rooms first, and then work around it, kind of like if I'm like that category, I don't want to have to come back to it and find that thing again that I'm thinking about. So, oh my god, I'm moving around everywhere. This is why speed builds are not great for me, because I tend to build in like 8 different areas at once, so it's really hard to edit, and it's really because like I'll zoom out, zoom in, you'll see everything. So if I'm like far in this area and then not far in the other, I mean like progress wise, so it's not very easy, I guess, to edit a speed build, which is why I just kind of edit and cut everything out, so it doesn't really help, but it's fine. Yeah, this is the garden area. I like how how it turned out. There's a lot of like, there's like a little private area you can sit and just kind of talk, and like a little fountain. It's nice. So it's like a little paradise type thing. There's like a skyscraper right next to it. So I'm not like really sure how much prowess, or this is how yep. I was like, this is not right. So, but yeah, there's like a skyscraper like next to this build, so I don't know how much privacy you'll have in that lovely little secluded area, but oh, another bar. I think it's like Prohibition, right? But like Mexico didn't have Prohibition, only in like the US, so I don't know. I think it's just like we have bars in the US from like the 20s because of Prohibition, like speakeasies and all that, but I don't think they would have that here, but I think it's funny to add it anyway. So, anyway, like maybe this city did have Prohibition at one point. I don't know. But yeah, see like that rug, and I'm like, how do I make this kind of 20s? Because I was like, well, I think this is where I was kind of like, well, let's try to make it like an older house that's been updated for the 20s. And I was like, well, okay. And I was like, what if they're like a musician? So they have lots of music thingies. Then it's like a gramophone. Okay. Hell yeah. So then everything just kind of like, I'm still not sold on that white leather couch, but it's fine. Just don't spill your wine on it or anything. Just don't spill. I don't know. I didn't realize that I used these paintings like everywhere in this house, because I don't know, like we have good paintings. I think I'm just used to like custom content paintings, which have a lot more swatches, which like a lot more paintings, Oh, you can see this balcony that completely, yeah, there it goes. I built it, and then I was like, well, not anymore, because I wanted to expand the dining room. Yep, there it is, finished. So, like, yeah, it's a cool, like, castle dining room. Again, good for entertaining. It's very big, though. I don't know. I don't like wasting space in Sims builds. I think I'm used to just, like, starters where I have a very limited budget and I have to like make everything work and fit in this little confined space, because the lots are also smaller. So I don't like having a lot of extra room, but it's also very like The Sims 1, Sims 2, where they would have a lot of extra space. I don't know. So it's like I'm always like trying to juggle like, is it good? Is it Maxis? Is it Sims? I don't know. I think it works. So, but yeah, that's like the central hub, I guess, of the house in a way. The kitchen is more of like a for like the private chef or like the butler. So it's not like a public family kitchen. So, but I don't think they would really have those in like the 20s, right? Because the floor plans were very closed and not very open plan. So, I don't know. I don't know if they would have an open kitchen like that. They probably wouldn't, honestly. Not unless it was like a modern house or like a this is the forward thinking whatever of the future or something stupid. You know, I don't think they would have that. But I do like how it turned out, and it is in the older part of the house, so I do add like a stained glass window, and it was gonna be blue for a while, which is interesting. And then I realized, actually, I'm thinking about it now, right? A lot of this house is blue and red. Like, I don't know. I think those are just the colors that like The Sims is like partial to. So I'm partial to because they have the best swatches. So hope you like blue and red and pink and you know orange and I don't know a lot of those colors, like because that's just kind of what looks good, I guess. Not a lot of green swatches. Not a lot of like purple. I mean, I say that as I just built a green living room, but I don't know, like, I mean, like, the paintings. Again, I like to base my rooms off the paintings, so, yeah. Oh, this was, like, a more recent thing I did. This was the last day of building. I was working on the bathrooms up here. I cut out kind of a lot, but you can kind of see, like, the different, like, aesthetics I'm going for of, like, the old castle area versus like the new 1920s area, or maybe not even 20s. Maybe this was also renovated like later than that. You know, who knows? But it's still like a 20s aesthetic type thing versus like the more warm, like darker tiled, you know, all that stuff in like the castle-y bit, the older part. So. Yeah, left this part in, but I think we're almost done with the build. I think at this point I only had a couple bedrooms and like the basement to really finish. And then, I mean, you'll see everything in the screenshots at the end. I made sure to take pictures of every single room. It's like a 10-second or more like little slideshow because I was like, well, this house is big and I did cut out kind of a lot, so yeah, this bedroom changes a lot, and I don't know why I made it so big, but I've been doing that kind of a lot in my builds recently, making like really big bedrooms and bathrooms and like en-suites, which, again, I don't normally do. I normally just kind of build it and then kind of figure out how many bedrooms I can cram into it, but this one was more of like well, it's like a suite, so they're gonna have a big bedroom and like a big thing, you know, like a walk-in closet, and I don't do that usually. Again, I build starters or like my comfort zone, so there's not usually a budget for a walk-in closet. So, but yeah, I don't know. I thought it was really kind of neat to like get out of my comfort zone to try and build like a larger thing. So, I also just want to talk about, for a second, some things that I wanted to do on my channel, like maybe a Planet Coaster thing, like a park, like a Halloween park that I'm working on. I might want to post that and edit that. I'm working on that, so just, you know, get excited. I'm hyped for it. I'm so like, it's kind of funny, right? Because they announced Planet Coaster 2, it's like everyone and their mom is now like, oh my god, well now I gotta finish up these parks I've been building in Planet Coaster 1 to get ready for Planet Coaster 2, and I'm like, yeah, so I'm like, I'm kind of posting in like a sea of other people posting, so it's fine, but I was like, yeah, no, that's a great idea. So I watched a couple people and they were just like, yeah, it's coming up, so I gotta finish this. And I was like, I'm starting something. Okay. So it's a Halloween park, so I'm hoping to get like the entire thing finished by like Halloween. So it's August right now, so fingers crossed. Theme parks take forever, but so far I have, well, I'm saying this now without editing them, but I think I have enough footage for 2 episodes so far, which is good, but I don't know, because I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm building this hyped up because of theme parks, and like D23 is coming up, which I'm so excited about, and I'll talk about that more in my other video, well, the Planet Coaster video, where it's actually apt and not just like, you know, an apartments or a penthouse building. So, but yeah, no, I'm like, I'm riding this wave of like, oh my god, like new theme park stuff, like new everything, like so exciting. And I'm kind of like, well, if D23 is like disappointing as hell, then like, am I gonna keep wanting to build a theme park? I don't know, but like, we'll figure it out, you know? This bedroom is interesting. I don't know why I chose that wallpaper, but I did. So, yeah, I think I wanted like this bedroom to kind of be like, oh, that made me laugh, right? I was putting that mattress like upstairs. And I was like, how would they get it up the ladder? Because it's the only access into this room is the ladder. And I was like, what? Do they like airlift it in and then build the roof on top of it? I don't know. But yeah, no, I was just like, I think this room needs to have like a theme. Like, it needs to have like some kind of lore. So they collect jewelry and maybe they make jewelry. There's no jewelry crafting thing in this house, but they could, I guess. The stripes in here do not, they don't stay. Thank God, because it looks bad. I think I have an issue with just trying to pick like normal wallpaper. If it's not like actual wallpaper or like something fun, then I'm like, well, what's the point? Every room has to have something fun, you know? So this room's kind of bland for being like the main suite, but I don't know. I like it. It's fine. Yeah, I'm saying a lot because it is. It's just fine. It needs some more details or something to make it look really like wow, but I don't know. I just wasn't really feeling it. The vibe was there, but it wasn't really, I don't know. Do you get what I mean? I don't know if I even know what I mean. It's fine. Happens all the time, right? So, yeah, see these paintings I put everywhere, and then I realized that painting is just the same picture, and I was like, what the fuck? Okay. Didn't realize that. We need some more paintings in this game. You know, like an artist pack, or Mariachi Band again. Here we go. Tiger wallpaper, because I couldn't, what was I just saying? I have an issue with wallpapers. Where I'm like, I don't know, that looks cool, but I'm also like, living in a room with wallpaper like that would probably just make you go absolutely manic. So, I don't know, but it works in the Sims build, kind of, if it's like an eclectic group of renovators that have lived here and have renovated it forever, you know? It kind of works. Kind of. This was a hard bathroom to try and renovate because all of the showers are a corner that wouldn't have helped. Like, I wanted the corner to be facing out, the door facing, like, the curve, and then I could stick the toilet where the toilet was, and then the sink on that other curve or something, but no, of course, the one, like, every single shower faces the opposite way I needed it to go, and I was like, fun, that's fine, great. So, it works, I think. I haven't play tested it, but I think it works, so, I don't know. It's fine, but this is like the butler's room, so I have like a little computer so they can order more stuff, like food, all that stuff. This is the kitchen. I wanted to put a fireplace in here really, really badly because I was like, that would be kind of cool to have like a medieval styled kitchen and you have like a fireplace where you cook like a gruel or whatever, like something stupid. But no, the fireplace doesn't stay because it just takes up too much space. So, or does it stay? No, it definitely does not. Spoiler alert. I do have like a cool arch in here though. So, but again, this isn't like a public, or I shouldn't say public. It's not like a family kitchen. This isn't like a family house. This is more of like a, I don't know, kind of house, like a dual income, no children house type situation. So that's fun. Yeah. Adding like in my head this was like a little service area, so you could add like coffee and tea and make like the drinks over here, and then you could bring them out. The fireplace does stay. Does the fireplace stay? Oh, I'm so happy the fireplace does stay. I thought I got rid of it. Cool. Well, that's good. I like that. A+ me. Okay, cool. Love that. So there's like a double thingy. What is it called? Double stove. This is the art section. Watch, ready? I'm gonna build it, and then it's gonna be finished immediately before your eyes, like magic. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and it's done. For the most part. This is the bed that I was talking about. That I'm like, I don't know if this would count as a bed. I'm also not even sure again how they got it up in this area because the only area is the ladder. So how would you fit a whole mattress up a ladder? I don't know. Maybe it's like one of those like purple mattresses that you like gets like all scrunched up and you shove it in the box. But then I'm kind of like, if you put it up here, how are you gonna get it down again if you want to move it? You can't. You're kind of screwed. That's fine. Not my problem. They're also rich, so I don't think they really care. So they can just cut the mattress up or something and get it out of there. I don't know. I apply too much logic to my Sims builds sometimes. It's fine. This is like a speakeasy in the castle type thing. Cool idea. It's a cool idea. I think this would be like a really neat idea for like a bar in like Windenburg, maybe like a vampire bar with like castles and like Victorian furniture and just like a vampire bar, I like that the Sims always kind of makes vampires like Victorian, which I think is really funny. I don't know why that's like a thing, but it is. So I don't know, it's cool. But yeah, so it's a little vampire bar down here with some little bar stools. This is a bathroom, which I actually put stalls in, which is a bit weird. But I don't know. I was also like, well, maybe this is like a bar, and people come in and they go to the bar. This is the bar. So like upstairs is just the bar and downstairs is the bar. You know what I mean? Like the bar. Yeah. So the bar. And there's like a secret hidden door that leads to like the nectar cellar. So you can also make nectar thingies in there. Just wine. I'm just gonna call it wine. It's wine. But again, like I was thinking kind of, again, 20s prohibition, but also it's Mexico City. I don't think they would have had that, but I'm also like, it's fine. It's a cool like aesthetic for a build to have like a secret door that leads to like a massive like wine cellar. So I don't know. It's a cool idea. It's not very practical at all. Because again, you have that little tiny door. How did you get all those barrels of wine in? Did you like disassemble everything and then put it back together? That's kind of hard because it's liquid. So okay. See, logic and The Sims don't really go together, but that's fine. It's fine. I don't get it though. How they get the barrels in? You know, I think I'm gonna try to make my builds more realistic, and by that I mean, like, adding a door and a staircase or a ramp or something. I can't build a ramp, but, like, it needs that, because, like, how they get the barrels down there if the door is that tiny? And if the only stairway down there is a one wide staircase anyway. So yeah, how did they get the barrels down there? It's a mystery. What if they've been there? What if they were built into the house? I mean, it is the old part of the house, right? So maybe it was built in. That's stupid, but, like, who knows? So, I know that the video is kind of winding down now. I'm adding, like, the last little finishing thingies because I was like, well, I might as well just finish this little area. I add, like, a little bench, a little table. I don't think that little round thingy on the wall stays. It definitely does not. So, yeah. This was a really fun build, I think. Took me a while. It kind of dragged on a little bit, but I'm glad I finished it. I'm glad I got it done. And within, like, a week. So that's even better. So, because, I don't know, it used oh my god, it used to take me forever to build things. But I was using, like, custom content, and, like, the sightlines had to be perfect and everything like that. So, again, less focused on that, because in this house, I was kind of like, I built it into, like, the lore, where it was like well, it's been expanded and renovated over time, so maybe they've changed things. So, that was easy for me to just kind of explain away the mistakes I could make, you know? So, yeah, it's fine. But, yeah, so the screenshots are coming up, and I will see you in my next video, which will hopefully be a Planet Coaster video, which will be interesting. So, yeah, see you then, I guess. Bye for now.